Hey there, my friends. So I've been thinking a lot about purpose lately. It's a buzzword in so many different communities that I'm in, and it's a lot of my own personal search over the last couple of years has been around purpose. What is my purpose here? What am I here to do? What's my work in the world? And I've devoted the last couple years of my life to really studying and exploring this question of purpose, going on different solo immersions in the wilderness, studying with a number of different teachers, and really pushing myself and asking this question so consistently, like, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? And it's interesting because the more that I study this, the more that I come back to this realization in myself that it's not about what we're doing, it's more about how we're being. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that I think it's really easy to get stuck in the doing. What do I do? And I think it's a lot of times we end up in our lives, we end up in these different jobs, these relationships, these places, these moments. And I know for myself, for a long time, there was always this question, like, what if this isn't my thing? What if this isn't my purpose? And so I always was stuck in kind of this internal battle of wondering if I was supposed to be doing something else. And I think this is point number one about doing versus being, because if it's what is presenting itself to you, if it's what you're doing, then there's an element of that's where you're supposed to be. There's a matter of choice in it. If it's something that doesn't resonate, if it's something that's fundamentally not right, if you know that that's not accurate for you, if it's not in integrity for whatever reason, then we have a choice to begin to make decisions in our life that can move us away from that. But also, how are we showing up in response to whatever it is that's presenting itself in our reality? Because for myself, just that thinking of like, what if this isn't it? What if this isn't my purpose? Then was automatically taking me out of actually living and being in relationship with the present moment. And it was taking me to places of what if. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this sense of like, what if, but I know in myself, it's not productive. It renders me kind of immovable. So rather what I've begun really transitioning to in my studies of purpose is like, how fully can I meet the moment? How many different parts of myself can I bring forward? How authentic can I be in meeting whatever is arising in my life? Because I've noticed that a lot of times what happens in our life is out of our control. You don't know what's going to happen when you go to the store. You don't know what's going to happen as you're driving. A lot of what happens is dependent on our environment. But the thing that we do have sovereignty over, the place where we do have free will within, is how we choose to respond to what is happening. So rather than worrying about whether or not what you're doing is supposed to be what you're doing, really asking ourselves, how is this moment calling me to awaken? What parts of myself are asking to come to life in response to where I'm at? And how fully can I exercise my free will in choosing how I'm responding to the moment and what's being presented to me? And how fully I can bring my authentic self to the conversation, to my family, to my friendships, to my challenges, to my job, whatever that may be. So that's a little bit about what I'm talking about in this distinction between doing and being. So rather than in this question of life purpose, rather than like, what am I doing? What is my thing to do? And what is the particular job or role or title that I associate with that? Because that in and of itself can be a trap, right? We think that, oh, this is my life purpose. This is what I'm here to do. But we're meant to grow and change and evolve throughout different ages and stages of our life. So rather, how fully am I meeting this moment in time, in my reality, in my family, in my heart, in my home, in my life, in my responsibilities? And how fully can I step forward to embrace that and bring myself to meet whatever it is and recognize that that moment is specifically designed to call me forth, to call me to life, to call me alive, right? So I think about that. And then there's also this realm of what I wrote earlier is being inundated and overwhelmed, being imprisoned by this abundance of possibility, of choice, of all of these different things. I know that what's really prevalent in my generation is this growing up and like, you can be anything that you want to be. Yes, but you're not meant to be anything. You're not meant to be everything. You have a particular set of gifts and capacities that are unique to your soul, that are unique to your spirit, that are unique to your life experiences and how they've shaped and molded you. So I think that this is almost a dangerous proposition that you can be anything. Because I found in myself what that did is distract me by, again, the what if possibility, which then left me immobilized and actually responding to my life. Because it's like, well, but I can be anything, and I'm kind of interested in that, or I'm kind of interested in that. Or like I go to the grocery store and there's so many different options. Like, how do I choose what is actually mine? So again, it brings me back to this fundamental place of how am I being in my life? Am I concerned about what I'm doing and whether or not that fits my ideas, my beliefs, the images of what I've perpetuated, of what I think I should be or what I think I should be doing, or these different personas or identities that I have attachment to around how I think I should be showing up or what my reality should look like? Or am I open to what my reality actually is, to what life is actually asking of me, to really paying attention to reading the living map of my life and allowing myself to respond to that from a place of rootedness in my center, of connection to the earth, of orientation to the light of the sun, of the sky, and really bringing myself fully. How do I meet this? How can I awaken different aspects of myself to build deeper relationship within my own heart, within my own soul, within my own spirit, to show up fully for what life is actually asking of me, to what life is actually presenting to me, rather than my ideas of what it should be. So this is just something that I've really been riffing on lately in my own heart and in my practice and in my explorations of soul purpose, and this whole conversation that's really prevalent, I've noticed in a lot of circles lately, of like, what is my purpose? What is my service? What am I here to do? And it's a good question, and it's one that's opened up so many doors for me, but this is a really important piece that I find really fascinating, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts around this doing versus being, this action versus inaction, this meeting place of these roads, of these different streams of thought. So I'm excited to hear from you how that shows up in your life, your thoughts and perspectives on what I've shared. And also I want to take this moment to invite, this is a lot of what the School of Connection is all about. It's an 8-month program. It's designed for women, and it's an invitation to deepen into this inquiry and to really build relationship with the full spectrum of self, with all the different parts of ourself, with all the different voices that live within, and how to find stability and steadfastness in the way that we're approaching our life, the way that we're actually showing up for what's asked of us. So if you're interested in that, this Wednesday, we're having a call September 5th. If you're listening to this before that point, otherwise you'll be able to access it on replay. And this is an amazing journey. It's an 8-month journey, and registration is open now. So if you're interested in deepening into these inquiries, check it out. All right, that's all for today. I love you all. Take care, and we'll talk soon.